I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll explore quadratic functions given in standard form. The question here is, describe two ways in which function f of x equals to 1 minus 4x plus 3x squared and g of x equals to minus 1 minus 4x plus 3x squared are alike, and two ways in which they are different. So I've seen many times in this question, students will write that this function opens upwards and this opens downward. Be careful, it has been organized in a different way. It is not the standard form. 3x squared is the leading coefficient, and both these functions actually open upwards, right? So let me rewrite these functions so that that mistake does not happen. So that is the first part. Look carefully and then analyze your equation. So we have 3x squared minus 4x plus 1, and g of x is 3x squared minus 4x minus 1, correct? So that is how these two equations are, right? Now we need to find two ways when they are alike or similar, we can say, right? So when they are similar and when they are different. So that is how the question is. You can now pause the video, answer your question, and then look into my suggestions. Now, as far as similarities are concerned between these two equations, we can list a couple of them. Similar, let's put two dots here and write two similarities first. What do you say? Well, both functions, as I said, they open upwards, correct? That is one thing. Now, second similarity for both of them is that, they're actually exactly same except for their y-intercept is different, right? So their axis of symmetry is same, right? How much is it? You can always use the formula minus b by 2a to get x value of x's. So which in this case will be x equals to minus of minus 4. Let me write minus of minus 4 divided by 2 times 3. Is it okay? So it is, we can simplify all. So let me write 4 over 6 first, and then we'll write 2 over 3. So x equals to 2 over 3 is the axis for both of them, right? So these are two good similarities between them. You can always say that as compared to the base function f of x, y equals to x squared, both are stretched by a factor of 3, right? So there are a lot of similarities. Now, how are they different? That's the next part. How are they different? Now, as I said, first difference is they have different y-intercepts, right? So y-intercepts are different. So what are the y-intercepts? Here, f of 0 is how much? F of 0 is plus 1. In this case, g of 0 is equals to minus 1. So that is difference in their y-intercept. Well, since this function is translated 2 units down as compared to the previous one, right? So if you compare these two functions, right? So we have g of x is translated vertically 2 units down, as compared to f of x, correct? So that is a difference, and that difference actually also results into different x-intercepts. Is that okay? So they have different x-intercepts since it is translated down. Now you could appreciate it further if you make a little sketch here. Let me just sketch them roughly, right? What we observed was that x is at 2 over 3. That means less than 1, but somewhere on the right side of the origin, right? So let us say roughly that is the axis, which is same for both. However, their y-intercepts are different, right? So the y-intercepts in this particular case will be, so I'm not very sure where the zeros are. I'm not calculating, right, at present. But since the y-intercept is plus 1 here, right? So right there. So I'm assuming that I'm just drawing roughly like this. Okay, so that is one of the graphs. And for the other graph, we could actually sketch, because it has been translated down, correct? So it will be kind of like this, but they will be similar. Do you see that? So clearly what you observe here is that their y-intercepts are different and their x-intercepts are different, right? So those are major differences between these two functions, right? Let me push this page a little bit ahead. And so when in standard form you have an equation which has similar coefficients for x square and x, but different y-intercept, that is how they are going to look like. And then you can actually describe the differences and similarities as we did. I hope at this stage it's good to understand from the equation how the function will look like, so that we can further explore them in coming examples. Thank you and all the best.